If you're running a football club with 20-something through the gate every week and a sponsorship deal worth 14 quid a week, what's the big summer decision you were going to make? Well, our chairman decided it was to go semi-professional. Welcome to the latest edition of Dalton United. Due to the behind-the-scenes turmoil of the club going semi-professional, we haven't actually made any signings because didn't know how much that will cost us when it came to negotiating semi-professional contracts, which might be an inevitability, which means we don't have any new players in, but we've technically had 2 retirements. Mario Ziccardi has retired. I tried to bring him back as a goalkeeping coach, but apparently we had plenty of staff and the board vetoed it. And Andy Bell also retired from professional football, but as we're an amateur, or apparently semi-pro team, that doesn't count. So he's still playing for us. We've still got our top goal scorer for another season. Now, our board have gone a little bit crazy. I don't know how the economics of this work, but we have been given, there you go, a wage budget of £900 a week. We don't have an income of £900 a week. So I'm not, if I want to dig the club into the ground, run the club into the ground, that's the phrase. If I want to run the club into the ground, spending that will be a good way of going about it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to have a very, very quick look at the competition that we're in, which is the West Lancashire League First Division. Right, so Ascombe United, CMB, Croston Sports, who went up with us, Eagly, GSK Ulverston Rangers, which is one of my favourite names for a team, Hawkett Park, Hurst Green, Kendal County, Leyland United, Lytham Town, Milnthorpe Corinthians, another great name, Stoneclough and Turton. And where were we expected to finish in this? I haven't actually looked at this season preview. Where are we expected to be? We're the odds-on favourites. No pressure there then. Right, so I will crack through our pre-season and be back with you with what squad changes we've made. Before we play our first game of the season, which is away at Stoneclough, we've got a little bit of squad news. We'll go through our transfers and have a look at the board expectations for the season. Unfortunately, John Braxton has left us for Barnoldswick. Yeah, that's one of the hazards of this malarkey, I suppose. 22 games for us last season, 4 goals, 4 assists, and a 7.27 is off and away to another side. So he's moved up 2 divisions, so that's not too bad. We do have some new players. I will go through these relatively quickly. If you're interested in their stats, the quick pause button is your friend. Right, so we have signed all these on free transfers. A little bit of a set of panic purchases in some respects. Right, we've got a right-sided midfielder in the short form of Sean Trippier, who was last at South Liverpool. He's 23. We have Billy Price. Billy Price is another right-sided midfielder. It is a position we're particularly weak in. He's come from Middlewich Town. He's 29, so he's a bit more experience as well. I've got Neil Heister, who's come in from Underwood Villa. He's another experienced player at 29. He's a central defender. We have Luke Reeves, who is a 29-year-old central defender. You can spot themes here, the weak parts of a team. He's come from most recently Grindthorpe Sports. Then we have the marvellously named Jason Booty, who is another 29-year-old central defender. Alright, yep, there were a couple of panic purchases in here. And he's originally from Teversal. And finally, Luke Flood is our new goalkeeper. He's 29 again. And he was with Louth last season. Was last season, wasn't it? Yep, last season. And unfortunately, he's our go-to goalkeeper. The board expectations, that was the next thing I was going to talk about. They seem to think that we're going to win the division. So we're going to competitions. And there you go, West Lancashire League, First Division, that's where we are now. Promoted by winning. So that's what they're after. And there's also the West Lancashire Football League Challenge Cup, which we weren't in last season, and they'd like us to win that as well. So they only want us to do a double. That's perfectly, yeah, why not? In terms of wages, the only player we are giving a weekly wage to at the moment is Andy Bell, who's on 20 quid a week. The rest are on pay as you play, or pay £1 or £5 to sit on the bench. We have sold 23, I think it was 23 season tickets we'd sold. I don't know where I'd see that now. Finances, not going to be finances. Anyway, it was 20 something season tickets we'd sold. So hopefully the crowds are going to be up. We're not going to find out what the crowds are like today because we're away. And we're away at a decent side. And that side is Stoneclough. Now, if we go into the preview, because we've got no league table to look at the minute, so we haven't a clue on that. It somehow reckons we're 5-1 on favourites. I don't see that. But Stoneclough 72. But if you look at the Media Dream 11, we've got Coughlin, O'Brien, Rudge, Crooks, Lane, Longstaff, and Bell all in that. So that's sort of where they're coming from. They reckon we've got the bulk of the best players here. There you go. They've got Coughlin as a centre back. I've not been playing him as a centre back, I don't believe. Right. Anyway, so on with today's game. 5-2 favourites for this particular match. Right. We're less likely to win this game than the league. That doesn't make sense to me. But there you go. So we have in goal. These players will become familiar to you. There's probably a couple that have come in through the reserves like Coughlin that I've forgotten about, but bear with us. You'll get to know these players, some of them. So we're going back to a 4-4-2, because reasons. We've got Flood in goal, a back four of Coughlin, Reeves, Heister, and O'Brien. In midfield, we've got Lane on the left, Trippier on the right, Rudge and Crooks in the middle, and we've got a front two of Longstaff and Bell, and hopefully they are going to cause a little bit of mayhem. Before we do that, I'm going to give you a quick look at the pre-season. It doesn't look spectacular. It really doesn't look spectacular, but we were mostly playing teams above us in the league structure. And Carlisle City, 2 flights above us, we beat them 2-0. Dock, 2 flights above us, we drew with them 3-all. Poulton, I can't remember whether they were on our level. No, they're the division above us. We beat them 1-0. Southport Hesketh, the flight above us, we lost. And Poulton Royal, I think, are about our level, maybe one above, and we lost that one. So, there we go. Let's get on with submitting the team and starting the new league campaign. While the teams warm up. Get some DP in them, that'll do as a warm up. Right, so we're in Salford. There you go, I now know where Stoneclough is. It's in Salford, or near Salford. Right, we should encourage the team. Yeah, that sounds like a really good idea. Let's do that. I'm going to be assertive. Oh, it doesn't give me... Yeah, we should be winning this without any problem at all. That's probably the wrong thing to say, isn't it? Yeah, you're away, you're sort of unfamiliar with each other, and why shouldn't you be winning this game? Right? We don't need the league table there at this moment in time, do we? Right, our kits look darker than they did last year. Oh, that's them. We're in blue. Right, okay. Very professional of me, but at least I noticed before half time. At least I noticed it before half time. Right, so this is good that it's a blue throw in, and this is Coughlin into Rudge. Bell in the box, and he's dispossessed. They've got fans. This is brilliant. They've got fans. We might have fans this season as well. Heisler into Lane. Lane crosses. Is cut out, but only as far as Crooks. And Crooks with a sublime volley. That was magnificent. The little thing I want to talk about, we'll do that at half time, the little tweaks I've made to midfield. But wow, about that for a volley. Oh, we'll be expecting more now we know we can do that. We'll be expecting a lot more of him now we know we can do that. But let's see. Oh, another highlight. Come on. Pressure them, pressure them, pressure them. I'm still very, very worried about my defence. It isn't all that. It really isn't all that. Some nice passing here from Stoneclough. And, ooh, weather. That was quite a shot. Good to see the keeper actually got something on that there. That's reassuring. I did try with the keeper because our goalkeeper from last year retired, and we tried at Gareth in goal for a friendly, and he was just pants. So we panic bought a keeper, panic signed a keeper rather, and he doesn't seem to be doing a bad job. In fairness, he doesn't look all that. But yeah, I mean, he's kept quite a bit of he's kept quite a bit of pressure out. I can say that. I can say that. You see, I can do words, which is rather handy. I can do words. But yeah, he's managed to keep them out so far. They've had 5 shots on target, and he's been behind it all. So that's nice. I was really, really worried about that. And we're not dominating this as much as I would like. Right, that midfield I was talking about. We'll just go to the dressing room. We'll encourage them. Yeah, you're playing well, but there's still room for improvement. A lot more to come from you. There you go. Flood seemed motivated. A lot more to come from you. You're great. A lot more to come from you. You're great. And we've got some greenage there. Right, before we go to that, if we go to the tactics page, right, we've gone posh. We have Rudge playing in a Mazzella role. So that might give us a little more maneuverability of the ball. You never know, it might work. I might know what I'm doing. I just realised I haven't got a goalkeeper on that. In fact, I haven't even sorted my bench out. That's why we have random people on the bench, including 2. Yeah, we won't look at that. I hope we won't be needing many subs. Right, let's go. Let's go get this. 3 points, please, to start the season. Just to kick off highlight, we don't worry about that. They're getting frustrated and apprehensive and anxious, and oh, they're doing shouts. Should we do a shout? Let's do a shout. Hang on, while I think what to shout. I'm going to encourage them. I know it's the wrong thing to do, but I just felt I had to do something. There you go. Now they're frustrated. I'm only encouraging you, lads. No need to be frustrated. Right, now they're calm again. I don't want to praise them. They might get complacent. I mean, it's not that we have to be harsh, but... Right, how are we doing? Oh, we've got a free kick. Here's Lane with the free kick. Just blasted wide. I'm not sure why Lane's taking the free kicks, actually. Oh, no, they're free kick. It's the problem with the directed view. I've got to work out which way things are going. It's all confuzzling. Oh, that was a meaty tackle there. I'm surprised nothing was given for that. And, oh no, it beat Flood. It just went over. I thought that was going to be a corner then. Okay, so it might be an unspectacular... Oh, hang on. I don't say an unspectacular 1-0, but here we go. Coughlin. It's a Longstaff. Rudge. Longstaff again. Lane with the cross. Can Bell get on the end of it? Yeah, but he can't direct the header. So, I mean, my front two have had a really, really quiet game. I'm a bit worried about that. But then again, I don't suppose they're getting much service. If you look at the settings, there's not much of the attack. Here comes Bell, Crook, Trippier. With the cross. Oh, Lane just couldn't get on the end of it. Nearly, but not quite. Oh, that's it. We're not going to concede a last-minute goal. Hang on, it hasn't finished yet. They're going to... Oh, no, it's just a lecture. So I thought that was full-time. And then I thought it was sending off. It was neither of those things. That's full-time. So it started with a win, which is always the way you want to start season. That's not the dominant performance I was expecting, but we'll have to have another tweak with the tactics. Get us more of the ball. We're still getting plenty of shots, not many on target, but I'm going to tell them I'm happy with that. We will play the next couple of games. Good win, well done. We'll play the next couple of games, and we shall return about 3 games in, see how we're doing, and see who we've got in this mystical cup, which, as you see on the right hand side of the screen, the draw is on Saturday. So thank you very much for watching, and ta-ra for now.